This one feels kind of sucky. Probably have not seen a lot of free floor space, but it's very profound. I don't know if I'm done for the day. I am digging deep. It's that trickle-down effect. Guess what? I have been reading your comments and I hear you. You totally want the longer declutter with me format, and that's what we're gonna do today. I am still doing 5-minute chunks and I will put timers on them. We will also be taking breaks. If you choose to work through the breaks, that's fantastic. By all means, if you want to take a break with me, or if after the first 5-minute effort you are totally done and you want to save this video and watch it later and then keep adding chunks in, that is also great. You can watch this as many times as you need to, honestly. And we will be moving into this format more because you requested it. Honestly, it's hard for me to tell what you want to see, and so with that, go ahead and do me a huge favor. Vote down below whether you prefer that I play music over the clips, which is what I am doing today, or if you would rather hear story times and have a voice over of that, of like just different things, I guess, that in my mind have contributed to how this has gotten so bad. You know, one of my mentors, she is fantastic. She pointed out that I actually have a lot more than just weight loss and clutter. It's really a mental health thing. So one thing I have heard is grief demands a witness. I believe that is a John Deloney saying, but don't hold me to that. I'm not 100% sure. Could be Jordan Peterson. Either way, I think that would be great if we all collectively want to hear stories. You can email me your story at itshollyallison@gmail.com. Link down below. I mean, you can keep it anonymous. If you don't want me to share it, that is totally fine. I guarantee you I will read every single one of them because your grief also demands a witness. I may not have time to respond to all of them depending on how many come in. If it is something you are willing to share, then by all means, let me know that it's, you know, it's shareable, and also whether or not you want your name in it. That's just some thoughts I had. We can try it and see how it goes and see how you like it, or we can switch on and off music versus story time. With that, let's just go ahead and get into the first 5-minute declutter. as promised, we are taking our first break after a 5-minute effort. And this one feels kind of sucky in that, I mean, I had to face every plant that didn't make it. And some of them were like my absolute favorite. The ones that, like the one that was like on the hoop and, you know, whatever. That was actually a Monstera Peru, which is one of my absolute favorites of all time. Super easy, except when, you know, you just don't do anything with it. So that's unfortunate. I will probably get another one at some point. And I think what's more unfortunate about that one is when I worked in a garden center, they were really expensive. I happened to get a great deal from a private seller. I propagated them, and several coworkers still have the cuttings that I gave them, and they're into like really good, nice plants now, and mine is not. The cats are all around. Oh my gosh, you would think they've never seen stuff before. They also probably have not seen a lot of free floor space in here, so that's part of it. I did go ahead and take the hoop straight to the rolly bin out, you know, for the curb, just so I don't accidentally poke myself with it, because that would be unfortunate. The other sucky thing is, I mean, I was mostly focusing on plants. There was one box where I knew it kept getting in the way and I knew where it went, so I went ahead and took it there. But I didn't even get to all of them. That's how many plants I let just go. And so that means our next session after we take a break, don't forget to go get water, because like I'm dry, I need water. You might also need water if you were working at a similar pace. Maybe you're still working through this break, in which case a reminder to take a sip of water. Hopefully you remember to bring some in with you. I did not. And he is going to try to destroy the bow and arrows. Kisso! Hi! Everyone can see what you're up to. Did you know that? I know. I mean, you're awfully cute, but you like to get into everything, don't you? Okay, so I'm gonna get some water, take whatever break I feel is necessary. Obviously, I'm going to start with plants again first, because I will feel so much better when those are done. I actually don't have a plan for all the empty pots just yet, so maybe while I'm taking my break, I will find a box or a container or something that I can start putting those into, so that hopefully someday, when I'm in a better season, I can start with more plants. Okay, so I took my break, I got hydrated, I had some water, and also like a generic brand of liquid IV, basically. And so while I was taking my break, I was catching up on, you know, my own YouTube viewing. There's a question that keeps coming up of, have I heard of Cass from the Clutterbug? And yes, actually I have. Not only have I heard of her, I actually took her whole organizational expert course, all the things. So I am aware of who she is and her theories. They're fabulous. I just got out of control. I got complacent and out of control, particularly in this room. And the video I watched, I am going to put it in the description box down below, because it was incredibly profound about the different stages of clutter. And the reason I haven't brought up Cass from Clutterbug or trying to organize for my, you know, Clutterbug style is, you know, she sort of says it very quickly, but it's very profound. Something to the effect of like, there are certain stages of clutter where pretty baskets and bins and organizing is not going to help. This is the point where I need to like dig in and get all of this crap sorted out first, like trashed, decluttered, whatever. And so that's the only reason she has not come up when I talk about Dawn and Dana and their decluttering tips and tricks. You know, Cass is equally as ruthless, I would say, about it, even though she says she is not a minimalist by any stretch, and that's totally fine. But she is also equally ruthless, if not more so than the other two sometimes, especially if you do decide to do like the Take Your House Back course and the all-day declutters that come with them. She will, like, man, light a fire under you, I'm telling you. So it's not that I don't know of her or haven't heard of her. It is just in my opinion, completely not appropriate for this stage right now. It will get there. And so with that, I'll link it below and you can watch it afterwards. Or actually, you know what? I'll put it on the end screen. I'll put it on the end screen so that way you don't even have to like look or anything, or both. I don't know. It's almost 9 o'clock on a Saturday, and this is what I'm choosing to do. So, whatever. Welcome to getting older. So with that, if you're about ready to hop back into it, let's go ahead. And if you've been continuing to work along while I talk, that's also fantastic. So let's get moving. It still feels sucky that not all of the plant stuff was taken care of, and by that I mean the pots. I did take them out to the garage because I felt like that made the most sense in my mind, and I have room in my garage because that is weirdly one space that I don't let get cluttered for very long. Let's go ahead and take another break. I don't know if I'm done for the day or if we're going to make a third pass on this room, or fourth, or however long we get. Let's go ahead and take a break, get some more water. If you're continuing to work through these breaks, go ahead and get yourself some water too. Since this is New Year's Eve, I think this is a good time too to talk a little bit about some goals of mine. I'm not making any overarching like resolutions for throughout the year. I do have some challenges I want to do for myself in the, spirit of doing better overall, not just clutter or, fitness, weight loss wise. A lot of them are probably going to be in that tone or somewhat related in some way. And so I am going to do the thing that bothers me the most right now. And you don't always see this because I don't show you every single day I track. I have started to feel a little uncomfortable with my alcohol intake. Real quick, I forgot to mention a book I will be reading in January, and it is this right here. I believe it was Jenna Marbles or, someone else who was like an OG like YouTuber before, it is what it is now. Where like back then there were just a few really big names. And I feel like it was her that mentioned that she used, I don't remember if she used this specific one, but this book, and maybe also for smoking. I don't remember. I just know that this was weirdly like recommended more than I thought it would be, because it sounds like a total what we would think of as like clickbait, but like, in the form of, hey, buy this book. So I'm gonna try it. We'll see if it helps at all. I don't know. Can't hurt to try at this point. It wasn't terribly expensive, and I've certainly wasted money on way dumber things if this doesn't help at all. So I will be switching that to Diet Pop and sparkling water. And yes, I recognize those are not the healthiest swaps, but historically, whenever I've gotten to a point where I'm like, ooh, I need to like pull back a little bit on how much I'm drinking, I do feel like diet sodas, like, because that's what I love the most is carbonation. So, that's just who I am. So having, like some bubbly or LaCroix and diet sodas around, to me that helps. And I know some people are going to be like, well, the chemicals in diet soda are atrocious. Alcohol is, poison basically. So it's a bit of a better swap. We're doing the anything that's better is better mentality this year. That's all. Great if I can cut out both at some point during the year. But for the month of January, I am doing the classic sober January, I think. Is there like an actual like name for that? I don't know. So cutting out alcohol for at least the month of January, probably longer. And February, I don't know if February is going to be a no spend. It'll probably depend on where I'm at that point. I do also want to do a month without sugar. So just different like month-long challenges throughout the year. I don't even have them all outlined, but feel free to join me if that's something that you want to do. I am digging deep for one last round before I go to bed. I am thinking we are due for another take it there now kind of situation. Take care of some of that personal care overstock stuff now that I have some room, and some of it goes in the laundry room too. So it's going to be another take it where it belongs right now, and whatever else I can get done. I think that was going off when I was taking stuff elsewhere, so a fuzz over 5 minutes. So sorry if you wanted to stick to exactly 5 minutes. I really was trying to for the purpose of this experiment. Whew. But I mean, I was practically racing to other rooms, so it's fine, honestly. Okay, so we have done 7 efforts total, which means we've done 35 minutes or just over half an hour of these efforts of 5 minutes matters. So I can't wait to compare where it is now to where it was before. I think in my mind, to get it to even this point, which is nowhere near finished, I would have assumed at least a day, half a day at minimum to sort this out, and I'm just picking out chunks when I can manage it. So that's been pretty awesome. I am getting to a point that even if I don't go out and purchase any specific bins or organizing solutions, that the yarn can probably go into the closet, if for no other reason than to keep murder mitts out of it. But I also don't want to like close it off and then forget to finish. That closet also needs attention, obviously, because everything in here does. Let's go ahead and do a wrap up. So I had a couple interesting observations with these 5-minute matters and taking breaks in between, and how it's really affected not just how I'm handling that bedroom, but also in how I am approaching everything around me. And I think that's one of those interesting things about the momentum of it, and how it's such a simple shift of like, okay, this is a really quick thing, but now it's easier to just, if I'm traveling from one room to, like, say, the kitchen where the trash can is, it's easy for me to look around and just grab up a few bits of trash or anything going on. Additionally, I've noticed that since I have the donation box with clothing started, that I've been able to look at my closet with a different lens. And there was one day that I just happened to notice there were 4 or 5 shirts that I simply wasn't wearing. I had purchased them over the summer to wear over the summer. I think a few of them still had tags on them, and I just wasn't feeling them, or I didn't enjoy them in the outfits like I thought I would. And so that day I just simply pulled those shirts, put them in the donation box, and it's that trickle down effect and that like trajectory of momentum. Like, you just keep wanting to do more and more. Even when it's little things, it just opens up our minds and our lenses to look at everything critically and go, oh, well, this is only going to take me, not even 30 seconds to pull off of a hanger and put in a donation bin if I decide I don't like it. So what a win to notice something like that. Wow, that was totally awesome to spend this time with you today. Whatever you managed, I am so proud of you. Whether you did the whole time, whether you're still going, whether you only did one 5-minute effort with me, and even if all you are doing is sitting and listening and watching this video, maybe you just didn't quite have it in you to work on whatever you want to work on, just listening and taking some of this stuff in is so incredibly helpful for our mindset and starting to build that motivation and understand that you do want to do something better and you do want to live well. And you just need some of us to help you build you up and show you that this is something that is totally achievable. And look at what we have accomplished from, ground zero before and where I'm at now. And I mean, we're talking 35 minutes total of actual work. So if that is the case, go ahead, save this video, and you can watch it again whenever you are ready. There is no deadline for this. I do promise you, the sooner you start, the better you will start feeling about yourself, and continue the trajectory and the trickle-down effects, because, I mean, even I was making something in the toaster earlier. While it was toasting, I did whatever dishes I could do in that toasting cycle. It wasn't a ton, but it's fewer dishes that I'm going to have to do in the future. So whatever you ended up doing today, I thank you so much for choosing to spend time with me. Your time is valuable to me. I just want to give you the best of what you are hoping for and helping you along, because I know I remember what it was like when I felt like my house is under control. I cannot wait to get there again. We will get there together. I have faith in you, and I guess that's it. So thanks for visiting, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one. Bye.